Okay, this is a tutorial for those that don't have drums and might want to have some to accompany their flute music or any other kind of music. Maybe you are trying to imitate a hand drum or whatever. So I'm just going to show you how to work with them. You can select the ones that you like and modify them to suit. So first thing we need to do is just get a track in place. So right click in the track area and add an instrument track. Then go over to the browser window, go into your drums and look, you'll see one for percussion. And I kind of like world drums for this purpose. I'll use that one. So just click it and drag it to the instrument track, and now you have the drums. I'm looking for something that might sound like a hand drum, and I think I found it right there. Okay, so now we have our drum. Now we need to work on it a little bit to try and make it sound more like somebody's playing it and not a machine. So go into your edit window here and we'll select an area using our draw tool, freehand draw tool here. And we're going to go from say 4 down to 2, and we need to find that sound right there. Missed it, that's alright. Missed it again. So we take this tool here, pull it down, pull it down. Now let's go up here. Do you see that pencil? And then drag it, and this will make us a loop region. Enable that, and let's take a listen to the drum. Now if you're using this arrow tool, you can double click and do the same thing as you would with the draw tool. So I'm just going to make up a beat here. Okay, very monotone, very monotonous sounding. So what I want to do here is think about a drummer playing. He's going to hit hard and he's going to hit soft. He's not going to hit the same every time. And I find in a lot of the Native American drums, they tend to play louder on the 1, and as opposed to rock and all that kind of music where they have the backbeat or the snare beats on 3, that's where the big accent is. But that kick drum's on 1, so it's not that much different. But so we're going to raise the volume using this velocity here, and then we can click and drag on these, and you can hear the volume as you do it. And if you'll notice up in here, you can see these things changing. See, this one's got a lot of the light color. So what we want to do is start it playing and get a nice natural sound to it. So here we go. Alright, so now we've got a decent sounding. It's sounding live. He's hitting it harder, he's hitting it softer. And we've got a good strong accent on that downbeat. So the 2 and the 3 are the downbeat. And now, as you hit a drum harder, it's going to have a different pitch to it as it would because you're stretching the head as you hit it. So let's go to the pitch bend mode here, and we're going to get the draw tool, and then we'll just draw, establish a line there. Okay, now we can click on each drum beat here and just kind of line it up fairly accurately. It doesn't have to be. And we're just going to play around with the pitch on each drum beat. Now let's switch to the arrow tool, and let's lower the overall pitch of the drum first off, see if it doesn't sound a little better. And sometimes you click and you'll create a new point. If you don't want that point that you've created by accident, just Control Z, and that'll get rid of it. Now let's listen to the pitch of the drum there. That's sounding better already. Okay, so we wouldn't really hit with a hard stick, maybe a soft mallet. So if you go back into your drum, you've got attack, decay, sustain, and release. The attack is how quickly the tone comes in. So if you hit with a stick, it's going to sound a little sharper or harder than a mallet with a pad on it. So you can adjust the attack and achieve that. So let's get it playing and listen to what I can do with it here. Okay, so I kind of like that. Now, if you're hitting harder and softer and harder and all that, we're going to vary the pitch a little bit. So let's take these pitch wheels and turn them down here a little bit, and let's play it as we do it. See there, I accidentally created a point, so I want Control Z just to get rid of that point. Okay, so we've got a nice sounding drum beat there, and obviously the tempo, you can make it faster. Let's try 140, see how that sounds. Oops, we got outside the loop here. Let's extend these notes out a little bit. The higher tempos, it becomes more apparent on the note duration on drums. Just to recap from a prior lesson, you can move these notes by just hovering over them. You can change the duration by hitting the end of the note. When you see that vertical line, then you can change that. You can also change where it starts. Oops, grabbed the wrong one. And if you hold down shift after you click, you can fine adjust it. And it bypasses snap effectively. Alright, so let's get all these out here. So let's hear that again. That doesn't sound too bad. So now to get the whole track, figure out how long your song needs to be, you can hit Alt D and it will add. I'll zoom way out here. We can just keep going. Alt D, Alt D, Alt D, Alt D. Just keep adding some out there. And then you can click on the timeline here, like 26, and you can see that it's 26 bars, but it's actually 42 seconds. Okay, so you can keep doing Alt D till maybe you want your song to be 3 minutes long or 4 minutes long, whatever it is, 2 minutes long. You just keep adding the drums and checking. Here's 80. Now I've got 2 minutes 15 seconds, so I'm getting closer to what we need. So then you can start this to playing. Let's disable the loop and then play along with your flute or whatever instrument you're going to record. That's something I didn't realize, is that this has to be this is not extended when you do Alt D, so you're going to have to go in and create your points for the entire song. It's kind of tedious, but if you don't have a drum, then and you can actually draw this line, and let's see what that does. I'm not trying to be careful here. Let's hear that. That doesn't sound too bad to draw it that way. You just kind of, what I would do is I'd zoom in here real close, and then you can kind of click, left click and drag, and just kind of figure out where you want to go up and down. And the closer you get, the more control you have. So zoom in, and you can do every other note that way, like you did at the beginning. Let's listen to that. I'm not sure here, but let's see. Can we select these? Looks like we can. Now we can take all of these and lower the overall pitch of the drum. And then we can listen to that. Alright, so that's how you build yourself a percussion track. You can use multiple percussion instruments. You can tune them to sound more like the instrument that you're looking for. In this case, I wanted a tom-tom sound, you know, the native or the hand drum maybe. I could add a second drum track and use the same drum, tune it differently, and then I've got, you know, the variances in the drum pitches, and you're getting more like a drum group rather than just a single drummer. So the limits are pretty much your creativity. The tools have limitations. I mean, there's only so much you can do with a drum sound. You can add compression, you can increase drive, and you know, you can change the way it sounds and all that. But a drum strike is a drum strike. You can soften it, as I showed you earlier here. So This is just one way. If you don't have hand drums or tom-toms or djembes or any of those kinds of drums, this is one way you can handle it. You can see in this list here, there's all kinds of drums here. There's steel drums, steel pans, thumb piano, timbales. It's all here. So StudioOne free is not a bad deal if you want to get started in this kind of work with your music. It's a free way to get yourself introduced to it and get used to it. And then if you want to go ahead and buy the more full-featured version, you can do that. I personally use Sonar Platinum. It's my DAW of choice. I've been using it since about 1982. I kind of grew up with it. Back when in 82 when I had it, there was no audio. It was strictly a MIDI tool. But I've stayed with it and upgraded it over the years, and I am very comfortable with it, and it is, in my mind, it is superior to most of the other ones out there. So anyway, I hope this is helpful for you. If you have questions, contact me on Facebook. I'll be happy to try and answer them. Thank you.